Thanks for being here. My name is Nicolas Höning. I'm from Seita, Energy Flexibility. That's the logo down there. But today I represent the FlexMeasures project. That's why this logo is down there. I've already given my demo of stuff that has happened, that we developed over years and years. And today I talk about something that's going to happen. Actually, when I proposed this talk, I thought this project I'm going to talk about today would already be in motion, but as projects go, the kickoff is next week. But the project I'm talking about is actually very relevant to this theme of LF energy, of collaborating in the open. I've been in the world of smart energy, of planning that energy consumption and production within 24 or 48 hours ahead since 15 years now. So I started my PhD about that in 2009. And I've seen so much creative destruction in these 15 years that it makes me a bit sad. And that's also why we decided to open our platform and make it open source. But even in the open source world and in the R&D world, I think I've seen so many projects that invent really interesting things and they go nowhere. And that's basically the question that I want to ask first before I tell you about this project that is, I think, trying something interesting there. I think many of these things might be resonating with some of you from also years of experience that R&D projects often do super nice things, but a lot of the knowledge or IP in R&D projects then goes to waste. And I've just listed a couple of reasons here. I don't need to go within the time that I have into everything. But of course, the parties argue about that they sit on their own IP and they can't really find a way to bring it to market together through various reasons. And one R&D project that I will talk about today is actually one that ended, I think, in 2019. It was a Horizon project. The name was Interflex. And within Interflex, Horizon projects produce just 14 deliverables, and they somehow are one thing, but most of the times in reality not. The reflex engine was one thing coming out of there. TNO was very responsible for that. And it's a very nice, it's a VPP optimization engine that is based on really nice papers by the University of Twente, which have been written during my PhD time, actually. Very relevant. But it appears, after the Horizon project ended, there was no good pathway to do something with it. I think TNO, after now 5 years, it seems to be at the point to say this is something very valuable we did, or the PhD students before did, and then our programmers did, and so on. Nothing's happening. What can we do? Here's a visualization of that tool. On the other hand, open source innovation, I think, suffers from a little similar illness, and the reasons are not the same, but also not that different. That a lot of open source projects are made, and not many of them really are maintained to satisfaction and don't grow into a community and so on, right? That would be worth its own talk as well. But I'll go forward looking at the time. The project I'm talking about is, of course, I can talk about our project, and without going into all these details so much, basically it's a flexibility planning platform that ingests data from sensors or third-party APIs about the situation behind the meter and some things outside of the meter, like prices or weather, and it gives you the best timing for your flexible assets. It's basically a scheduling tool that we open sourced and we gave it to Linux Energy Foundation. So we're really already worrying a lot about the continuity of that innovation. I've been part of I've been working for a startup earlier that did something similar years ago, and when they got bought for a low price, I saw everybody leave, and I think the software is gone somewhere else. So that was a motivation for me. Here's a visualization that actually is within the FlexMeasures UI. just hitting a button and you can see the data, how it came in, at what time it was known. Yeah, we've done a lot of things. APIs, command line interface, Dockerize, and so on and so on. And that's why I think in this project that I want to just talk about for a few minutes, that has its kickoff next week. It's a Dutch innovation project. The Reflex VPP engine and FlexMeasures are somehow coming together. That's the idea, to make both stronger and maybe get the Reflex engine out of its, the drawer where it's just been hidden for 5 years. So it's the TKI Urban Energies is not like Horizon or so. This is not a multi-million project. It's kind of a complete level below that. It had as its goal to kickstart an open system around device flexibility, and actually S2 is also in that project. And because the funds are so limited, actually you cannot say, I will invent something new. You actually have to focus on building, doing existing things and just integrating. It has 3 goals, and the last goal is what I'm talking about here. It has a goal also to provide the first S2 showcase, actually have a heat pump OEM in the project that will make an S2 resource manager, which is a very new thing. Use FlexMeasures more to serve as an example how you build an open source energy management system for the home with S2 blah, blah, blah. Lots of work there, built on something existing, but then here also the idea, let's rescue this innovation. And because I think TNO really says, I need this to live. This was such a good innovation. It can be valuable in future projects, even without being paid royalties. That should live on. And also they want to give away code because they're not programming. They're programming less and less, as Sebastian can testify. And here's just something we have to think about now in the kickoff. This stuff isn't, of course, easy. You can easily say, I will merge this project. I will rescue it and merge it into the other project, integrate 2 projects. But of course, there's always, these are 2 big bodies of innovation where everything is named differently. So that points to this point. Like if in Reflex, they called everything a different name, have a little bit of a different mental model, how flexibility is described, then we'll have a big task ahead of us in making that fit within how FlexMeasures sees that. Using S2 maybe for some of that can help. This is also a big one, of course. Yeah, seldom you're lucky, and it's already in the nice language that you're also using. So this is going to be interesting because it's a big challenge, but also I think it's a great example for stopping too much of the creative destruction we've seen in R&D work and also open source. Thanks.